The more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Marcus Aurelius said that the only way to master our destiny is to have control over what is within our reach, while also giving value to these things that we actually possess. In the past, with fewer external stimuli and less social exposure due to the internet, this task was a little easier. However, nowadays, having control over our destiny may seem like an impossible task. Therefore, we decided to approach ways for you not to depend on anyone and master your own destiny. If you like personal growth and increased wisdom, this content is for you. So subscribe to the channel and leave your like, thus helping us produce more content. This video is over an hour long for you to find peace within yourself through the teachings of Stoicism. Here, we will address various topics broadly, which, if you truly incorporate, will greatly enhance your quality of life. Remember that you don't need to watch all the content at once, but if you can, even better. Furthermore, you can always come back here when you want to better assimilate the content. Let's go! To begin, I want to say that this content will be practical for your life, but I won't specifically address it in separate topics. Therefore, try to understand that things are all interconnected and they only make sense as a whole. Over the next few minutes, we will unveil the secret to happiness through amor fati, that is, love of fate, learning to embrace everything life has in store for us. We will explore the dichotomy of life, a powerful tool to help us make clear decisions and achieve serenity amidst chaos. We will also identify anti-stoic habits that we should avoid to maintain tranquility and lucidity in our lives. Moreover, we will discover how we can become masters of our own lives, incorporating the Stoic routine, cultivating calmness and inner invincibility. We will learn to apply Marcus Aurelius' reflections to create full and productive days, while mastering the art of avoiding procrastination, using Stoicism as our compass. In this dizzying modern world, finding peace and purpose can be a challenge. But don't worry, Stoicism has the answer. Explore the wisdom and practicality of this ancient philosophy and learn how to create a daily routine that will lead you to unparalleled balance, growth, and serenity. Stoicism is your ally on the journey to a more virtuous life, with figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius as guides. This philosophy has withstood the test of time and remains relevant to help you become stronger, calmer, and fully satisfied, ready to transform your life. Join us on this self-discovery adventure as we explore how to create a morning and evening routine that will propel you towards greatness. Wake up every morning with determination and excitement. Reflect on the 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. They are the moral compass for making wise and courageous decisions, always seeking balance in all aspects of life. Gratitude will be your powerful ally. Embrace gratitude for all the blessings, experiences, and people that enrich your existence. You will discover how appreciation fills you with joy and frees you from any trace of dissatisfaction. Anticipate the day with a powerful perspective. Practice negative visualization by facing potential challenges and wisely preparing to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. Through writing, you will give life to Stoic magic. Keep a journal where you record your intentions, emotions, and observations. This will be a beacon of wisdom and guidance, reminding you of your path even in the most challenging moments. Be prepared to face the world with Stoic elegance. Learn to maintain focus and productivity in a world full of distractions. Practice justice and compassion in every interaction, opening your heart to a deeper understanding of the human experience. Face stress with composure and perspective. Remembering that you can only control what is in your hands, wisdom will guide you. Night falls, and it's time to recharge. Reflect on the day's events, learn from your experiences, and grow with every step. Accept imperfection and commit to constant improvement. Set your intentions for tomorrow and trace a powerful and courageous path. A future full of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance awaits you. Be the architect of your life, using Stoicism as your tool. Personalize your journey to success, finding the formula that fits your dreams, values, and daily commitments. Stoicism is versatile. Make it yours. Maintain your passion for your Stoic practice and establish a constant and consistent routine. Stoicism offers you a path of transformation and growth. Discover the magic of bringing Stoicism into every aspect of your life. Infuse wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance into your relationships, work, and personal projects. In a world of change and uncertainty, Stoicism will be your guide to balance, resilience, and inner peace. Embrace life with purpose and clarity in the Stoic path. Move forward with strength and conviction. Wisdom is almost always by your side, and each day will be an opportunity to grow and learn. May clarity and serenity always accompany you in your quest for a full and meaningful life. Practice gratitude and wake up with a heart full of joy and abundance. With the 4 cardinal virtues lighting your way, direct your attention to all the blessings that enrich your life. You will discover that appreciation and gratitude will dissolve any shadow of dissatisfaction or persistent desire. In this state of sincere gratitude, you will receive the day with a feeling of fullness and happiness. Focusing on what really matters. Cultivate the habit of being grateful for all good and thank constantly, for all things have contributed to your progress. You must include them all in your gratitude. Prepare yourself for the day with negative visualization. Imagine the possible challenges and setbacks that may arise. But don't worry. You are prepared to face them with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. By contemplating these scenarios and their potential outcomes, you will develop a silent resilience, ready to adapt and grow in the face of adversity. This exercise will allow you to navigate the uncertainties of the day calmly, without being shaken by the fluctuations of fate. Now it's time to put your wisdom and reflections on paper. Keeping a journal is a powerful tool used by Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. Dedicate a few moments every morning to write about your intentions, emotions, and observations. By doing so, you'll create a beacon of wisdom and warmth to guide you through the challenges of modern life. As we progress through the ever-changing landscape of daily life, we may face moments that test our determination. But don't worry, Stoicism has the answer through a series of Stoic strategies. You will maintain balance, cultivate resilience, and embark on the journey of life with grace and strength. When stress arises, remember that wisdom is within you. Seek refuge in reason and reflection. Focus your energy on what you can control and let go of what is not in your hands. In this way, you will respond to stress with composure, resilience, and wisdom. The main task in life is simply this: to identify and separate things so that you can clearly say what is external and uncontrollable and what is under your choices and control. Where to seek good and evil, not outside the uncontrollable, but within yourself and your choices. Remember Epictetus's words on your path towards gratitude and resilience. Stoicism will guide you with its timeless wisdom. Wake up with the certainty that each day is an opportunity to grow, learn, and become stronger. Embrace life with purpose and clarity on the Stoic path to a full and meaningful life. Transform distractions into opportunities for productivity. In the whirlwind of modern life, distractions constantly lurk. But as a brave Stoic, you cultivate the virtue of temperance, practicing self-discipline and moderation. When these distractions appear, accept them, but gently direct your attention to the task at hand. This will nurture inner calm and allow you to harness the power of your mind to achieve your goals. When interacting with others, manifest the Stoic virtues of justice, wisdom, and compassion. Each encounter offers the opportunity to leave a positive and lasting impression. Be aware of the impact of your words and actions on those around you through each interaction. Learn, grow, and deepen your understanding of the human experience. Today, I will face interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All this is due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or bad. But for my part, I have long recognized the nature of good and its nobility, the nature of evil and its pettiness, and also the nature of the offender himself, who is my brother, not in a physical sense, but as a fellow human, endowed with reason and a portion of the divine. Therefore, none of this can harm me, for no one can involve me in what is degrading. I also cannot be angry with my brother or be upset with him, because he and I were born to work together, just as the two hands, feet, or eyelids of a man, or the upper and lower rows of his teeth, obstructing each other is contrary to the law of nature, and what irritation or aversion is a form of obstruction. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to embrace adversity and flourish in resilience. On the journey of life, we encounter unexpected challenges in times of adversity that can either strengthen us or break us as brave Stoics. See these challenges as opportunities for growth. Cultivate the courage and wisdom to face adversity with grace, practicing negative visualization. Trust the inner resilience you've nurtured along your Stoic path. In this way, you will turn trials into valuable lessons, steps on your path towards growth and personal fulfillment. Prepare for an evening full of wisdom and reflection. With the sun setting and the day coming to an end, turn your gaze inwards, reflect on the day's events, identifying challenges, decisions, and lessons. As Seneca said, I will constantly keep watch over myself, and even more useful, I will put each day under review, because this is what makes us evil. None of us look back on our own lives. We only reflect on what we are about to do, but our plans for the future descend from the past. Forgive yourself and move towards personal improvement. Practice self-forgiveness with compassion and understanding. Recognize that personal growth is a continuous process. Learn from your mistakes and commit to improvement. Nurture inner peace and self-acceptance while continuing to evolve on your Stoic path. Set intentions for the new dawn with the wisdom gained throughout the day. Set intentions for the following day. Incorporate Stoic virtues into your actions, decisions, and interactions. In this way, you will create a model for a harmonious and purposeful life, guided by the principles of Stoicism. Immerse yourself in an evening of relaxation before giving in to sleep. Practice relaxation techniques such as deep breathing or meditative visualization. Calm your mind and body, releasing the day's tensions. Thus, you'll dive into restful sleep, ready to welcome each new day as an opportunity to grow and learn. The world seems to be able to give us the best and the worst. Often, we find joy, satisfaction, happiness, love, and health. However, on many other occasions, we encounter suffering, pain, death, illness, and misfortune. Life, fair or unfair, seems to be a river whose course we cannot control. And often, whether we want to or not, we can only go along with it. Epictetus said, "Don't fight the strings of fate. Embrace them, for it is only in accepting them that you find inner peace." Within Stoicism, this acceptance or embrace of one's own fate is known as amor fati. This implies loving one's life with all its joys and misfortunes as the most perfect gift one could have received. This seems very easy to say, but impossible to do. How could we love suffering? How can we demonstrate gratitude, for example, for the death of loved ones? How can we find beauty in pain? Anyone could think that the Stoics were out of their minds in developing a doctrine like amor fati. But nothing is further from reality. They knew perfectly well what they were saying. Why? Because being a Stoic like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, or Epictetus, loving one's own existence to the limit with its bright and dark moments, was the best opportunity to achieve virtue and find true happiness. Marcus Aurelius said, "Love your fate, no matter what form it takes, because only through the acceptance of each moment can you find true serenity." And Seneca added, "Amor fati is to love the totality of your existence, including your mistakes and failures, as they are opportunities to learn and grow in wisdom." The doctrine of amor fati is undoubtedly one of the most difficult to practice within Stoicism. However, difficult does not mean impossible. It simply means that it requires a lot of effort. Don't forget that the things that are hard to attain are the most valuable. A great part of our happiness is at stake in amor fati. Therefore, it's worth trying with all the strength we can muster. In this video, I'll try to help you practice the doctrine of amor fati so that you can be more virtuous and happy. For this, I'll divide the video into two parts. First, I'll try to explain what fate means for a Stoic and why it should be loved. Then, I'll give you 5 pieces of advice to put this doctrine into practice and persevere in it gradually. Before we start, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a like, as it helps spread this philosophy to more people. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe and turn on the bell. The ancient Stoics believed that chance did not exist. They believed that everything in the world worked thanks to necessary and rational laws made by the gods themselves. Therefore, they understood the universe as a whole, whose parts were in perfect order and harmony. Thus, everything that happened in the world had an explanation, a purpose, and a reason. That is, everything followed a rational law. For the Stoics, this rational law that governs the universe is also within the human being. Within their consciousness, this allows the person to know what is rational and virtuous. Therefore, whoever follows what the conscience says becomes rational and virtuous, while those who deviate from the law of the universe present in the mind of man become irrational and move away from virtue. The rational plan that the cosmos established for each of us is what we can call fate. Our individual destiny is part of this harmonious whole that is the universe. Therefore, everything that happens to us, whether good or bad, even if we cannot understand or control it, is necessary and has an explanation. Everything follows a logic and has a meaning, even if we can't always see it. That's why, even in the worst moments, we need to strive to see beyond ourselves. Accepting the established order for us is living with serenity. That is what it means to love one's destiny. However, it is very important to distinguish between acceptance and resignation. Resignation is negative. It implies refusing to act in the face of what displeases us. On the other hand, acceptance is positive. It recognizes what is there and guides action according to the things that happen to us. As you can sense, a Stoic avoids resignation and seeks acceptance. And in acceptance, the Stoic dichotomy of control is fundamental. Generally, the events of the universe, such as health or sickness, disasters or miracles, life or death, are not under our control. We cannot change them, and that's why our hearts should not be affected by them. What is under our control, however, is our judgment about what happens in our will. As Epictetus said very well, the will can control itself, but nothing else can control it. We have the great power to choose what we do and how we react to the circumstances and desires imposed on us. We can choose between fleeing from our own destiny or accepting it and facing it as the path that has been assigned to us and in which we must seek our happiness. This is what consists of the Stoic freedom, to choose to accept our destiny and align our will with virtue and good. Or, on the other hand, to choose to reject our reality and seek vice and evil. The essence of good and evil lies in the attitude of the will, says Epictetus. And Marcus Aurelius would add, as for things that are truly good, such as virtue and justice, they are within man's power, provided by the gods so he can avoid them if he so desires. In any situation, whatever it may be, it is in our hands to react by seeking good or seeking evil. For example, if we are ill, we can fight to try to recover and live the best way possible, even when sick, or we can give up, become irrational, not take care of ourselves, and become angry with everything and everyone. If we seek virtue and good and align ourselves with our conscience, that is, if everything that happens in our life, whether good or bad, enriches our existence and makes us better, we will become masters of the 4 Stoic virtues. Good moments will bring us joy, although we must remember that they will not be eternal. Bad moments will make us strong and test us, and although they are very difficult, they will make us better people in the end. Remember that these bad moments will also pass, and they are as necessary, if not more than the moments of well-being. Therefore, to practice amor fati, we also need the virtue of courage. We need to be brave to face all the storms that surprise and assail us. Thus, anyone who practices amor fati will also control the virtues of justice and wisdom. They will learn to give each moment what it deserves. And above all, they will know the rational law that governs the world and that makes our individual destiny the best gift we have to move towards a full life and true happiness. As you've seen in the doctrine of amor fati, it sets in motion the 4 Stoic virtues and invites us to give the best of ourselves. It implies loving our own destiny and understanding that our own life is the best and most beautiful opportunity we have to strive for virtue and for a full existence. Don't you think a life without struggle and without the pursuit of happiness wouldn't be worthwhile? Moreover, isn't it true that there is no happiness without sacrifice and no surrender without acceptance of what has been given to us? We must love our own destiny and align our will to fulfill what reason tells us, as this is the Stoic path toward true and full happiness. I would like to share with you several historical quotes about amor fati. Seneca says, "Fate leads those who accept it and drags those who refuse to acknowledge it." He also points out that there is no one less fortunate than the man who is forgotten by adversity because he does not have the opportunity to be tested. In turn, Marcus Aurelius writes, "It is characteristic of man to love and seek what fate has attributed and prepared for him." And Epictetus could add, "Do not seek that events happen as you wish, if you don't wish for events as they happen, and your life will go well." What do you think of the Stoic doctrine of amor fati? Are you in agreement with your destiny? Is there any circumstance in your life that you are unable to accept? Is there one that you have embraced exactly as it happened? I await your response in the comments. The man who recognizes the chains to which he is bound will be free, for consciously he can break them in a fast-paced and constantly changing world in which we live. Often we let ourselves be carried away by not only counterproductive, but also destructive habits. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing on what we can control, freeing ourselves from the chains of unbridled emotions and erratic impulses and lust. Today, I share with you 6 destructive habits that I myself have had and that are very common in the modern world. These habits can obstruct our mental peace, our personal growth, and our ability to live a virtuous life. Before going through these points, I ask that you try to be self-critical, looking at yourself in the third person. This will allow you to analyze which of these 6 bad habits are affecting you, and then take full responsibility to confront them. First habit is postponing commitments. This is an insidious habit that we all tend to adopt. Although it may seem harmless, however, it has serious consequences. Procrastination means putting off something that could or should be done now. This results in a loss of time and energy as we constantly think about what needs to be done, but we don't act. Stoicism teaches us that postponing can lead to not fulfilling our personal and professional obligations, as well as harming the quality of our work, affecting our reputation and the trust others have in us. Valuing integrity and fulfilling duties, the Stoics viewed postponement as one of the greatest lacks of respect that someone can commit towards themselves. Procrastination results in increased stress and anxiety as tasks pile up and deadlines approach. This constant tension affects our mental and physical health, distancing us from mental clarity and a peaceful mind. Imagine that you have an important project with a deadline. Instead of dividing the work into manageable parts and consistently working on it, you delay and leave it until the last minute. The pressure mounts, and now you are stressed and overwhelmed, struggling to meet the deadline. Planning the work and fulfilling duties is a favor you do for yourself. It's more viable to split the work across several days rather than piling everything in one go. The habit of postponing commitments is destructive, going against the principles of Stoicism, leading to loss of time, unfulfilled obligations, and increased stress and anxiety. We can combat it by practicing planning, self-discipline, and focusing on our responsibilities and values. To avoid this, I recommend never promising something under strong emotion, especially when you're euphoric. This is because emotions of the moment are often a basis of decisions. Instead of clear thought before committing, carefully evaluate in moments of solitude. Do not promise anything when you are happy and avoid impulsive decisions. The second habit is lying. Lying is a widely adopted habit in modern society, but it's deeply destructive. The liar is a victim of their own fears, and sooner or later will be caught by them. Lying harms truth and integrity. The Stoics valued honesty and truth as pillars of a virtuous life. When we lie, we distance ourselves from these ideals and compromise our own character. Furthermore, lying diminishes the quality of relationships and results in loss of trust. Lies can erode the trust others have in us. When a lie is discovered, it's hard to regain the lost trust. Mutual trust and respect were fundamental for the Stoics in healthy and enriching relationships. Lying creates an alternate reality that can entangle us in a labyrinth of deception, leading to an increasingly complex and exhausting cycle of lies. This creates unnecessary stress and anxiety. For example, suppose you see sensationalist news on social media and immediately share it without verifying the information or considering the source. Later, you discover the news was false. You feel deceived and embarrassed. Additionally, by sharing the news, you spread misinformation and could have negatively influenced the opinions and actions of others. Believing everything we hear is a destructive habit that inhibits critical thinking and makes us susceptible to manipulation and undue influence. It's necessary to fact-check information, learn to contrast sources, and above all, develop our own judgments. A person without their own criteria and without the authority to apply their own conclusions is manipulated by the modern world and used by other people. The fourth habit is a lack of communication skills. Effective communication is an essential skill in our personal and professional relationships. It seems that we have lost the value of good language and communication skills. This is reflected in today's poor conversations, where people are no longer interested in each other and don't truly listen to what the other person is saying. Lack of communication skills can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts. The Stoics recognize the importance of harmony and cooperation in our relationships. Poor communication can jeopardize these ideals if we don't know how to communicate effectively. We will have difficulty expressing our needs and feelings. This can lead to dissatisfaction, frustration, and resentment. The Stoics valued authenticity and self-expression, which are crucial for quality conversations. We are naturally inclined to associate and communicate effectively. Conversations should be exchanges of value between participants. Talking to another person should be enriching and not futile. Not knowing how to communicate is a destructive habit that can lead to misunderstandings, conflicts, and difficulties in expressing our needs and feelings. I recommend expanding your communication skills and your vocabulary by reading or consuming valuable content. The practice of active listening was something that benefited me greatly. Instead of thinking about how you'll respond, focus on the conversation and pay attention to what the person is saying. This will make the dialogue flow and make the other person feel valued while speaking to you. With continuous practice, your communication will reach excellence. The fifth habit is constant comparison with others. I know you're highly competitive. Even if it's not intentional, you want to do better than others. But this is a recurring habit that can undermine self-esteem and satisfaction. With life, constant comparison can lead to dissatisfaction and unhappiness, as we always find someone who seems to have more success or wealth or talent. The Stoics teach us to focus on our own development and appreciate what we have, instead of constantly comparing ourselves to others. Constantly comparing ourselves to others can make us lose our identity and authenticity because we may try to change who we are to fit into standards or expectations. Remember that this is not useful in the long run, because you may pretend, but you will end up being who you are. The Stoics encourage us to be true to ourselves and to live according to our own values and principles. Imagine that you always compare yourself to your colleagues at work, feeling that you're never good enough and always need to strive harder to match or surpass them. This constant pressure can lead to burnout, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness, distancing you from your true self. Constant comparison with others is a destructive habit that separates you from your identity and authenticity. This changes when you realize it's not worth always keeping an eye on others because you already have what you need at home. If you don't find what you're looking for at home, you can always seek elsewhere. Understand that comparison is futile because you'll never have everything. You'll be much happier when your primary goal is to improve in comparison to who you were yesterday and compete with yourself. The sixth habit is seeking external blame in our lives. In modern society, it's common to see people looking for external reasons for what happens in their lives, instead of taking personal responsibility. This approach removes control and autonomy because by blaming others for our circumstances, we relinquish control over our lives. The Stoics emphasize the importance of recognizing what is within our control and what isn't. Blaming others distances us from this understanding. This habit can lead to a victim mentality and promote emotional dependence, making us highly reliant on others for our stability. When we seek external blame for our lives, we miss the opportunity to learn from our mistakes and grow as individuals. This habit deprives us of personal responsibility. The Stoics remind us to understand and accept what's under our control and take responsibility for it, avoiding the trap of blaming others for our circumstances as valuable individuals. We are called to be aware of these behaviors and work to overcome them, striving to live a life of virtue, wisdom, and inner tranquility. I invite you to reflect on these habits in your own life and be truly self-critical. Remember that only the individual who recognizes the ties to which they are bound can free themselves from them. From here, it's you who builds your own path. Moral evolution doesn't consist of completely erasing old rules, but critically examining them to decide which should remain, which should go, and which new principles should be included. Part of my ethical code as well as yours, I recognize forgiveness and offer it. I treat others as I would like to be treated. I don't covet others' possessions and deeply appreciate the good things life offers me. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. In the city of Cyprus, in the year 300 BCE, lived a very wealthy merchant named Zeno. While on a journey from Phoenicia to Piraeus, his ship sank along with all its cargo. Due to this single event, which was completely beyond Zeno's control, This once very rich man suddenly became poor. Imagine if you were Zeno. How would you react if the work of your entire life was lost due to forces of nature? What would be the appropriate reaction? Would you be angry? Would you feel that life had deceived you?